Hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Lazer, and today we have a little bit of an update for Heroes of the Storm. We got some information from Mr. Dustin Browder, the director of the game, and I think it's worth talking about a little bit. So let's begin with, well, the beginning. Now, the first thing we should know is the priorities that the development team has currently. Dustin Browder was asked and he replied. The priorities are Matchmaker, bans, improved draft, season roll, grandmaster, dev recap, rank play update. So I like the fact that I don't see heroes on this list anywhere. This is a good thing because let's be frank, our biggest problem is the matchmaker. We are currently in phase 1 of the brand new matchmaker. Now, I'll make a personal note here. I haven't seen any improvement in the actual matchmaker. We don't have access to statistical data. So that's not to say that an improvement isn't possible. It may be, but judging from the feedback, I don't think so. And judging from my own experience, again, I didn't see any improvement. What I did see, what we all saw, is huge queues. Okay, huge queues with no real apparent improvement. So that's kind of sucky. So I definitely love that the matchmaker is top on their priority list. Next, bans. Now this is another good thing. Bans and improved draft. Now the problem is, well, let me tackle it another way. In the recent holiday season, okay, the vacation we got on holidays, I actually started a team league group. Okay, we started playing team league purely out of boredom. There was seriously nothing to do, and I thought, you know what, I haven't done this. Let's get this. Let's everybody get high ranks and whatnot. So we played about 50 games. I believe I got about to rank 8 or something like that. I don't have time to play anymore, sadly, because, well, work started. So I quickly realized that team league without bans is nothing but pick wars. Whoever wins the pick wars most likely will end up winning the game. And you might say, you know, Leza, that's kind of normal. Well, yes, but that gets alleviated quite a bit, quite a lot actually, with bans. This is why bans exist. Okay, you ban out the overpowered heroes. There's always gonna be overpowered heroes. Okay, let's not kid anybody. Perfect balance is something that will never be achieved in probably nothing. Okay, so this is why we have bans. Okay, it's gonna throw a wrench in that whole pick war. So we need bans to have proper team league from my point of view. Alright, let's see what else. Season roll. Yes, everybody wants season 1. I want season 1. Okay, I have no actual reason to play ranked unless I'm showcasing to you guys, because I know you want to see ranked gameplay, and that's my only reason right now. I reached 1 in Hero League. Why should I play anymore? What is my goal? And this is the problem. Another problem with Heroes at this point. There is no goal in Heroes of the Storm for veteran players such as myself. Okay, there's not that much to do. We all wait brand new heroes, and which is awesome and great and dandy and all whatnot. And everybody right now is waiting for Greymane to be launched, which should be next week, Tuesday, I believe. Yes, January 12th for the US and January 13th for the AU. That's what everybody wants at this point. So outside of new heroes and new content, that's about it. There's no real goal in Heroes of the Storm. Nothing to kind of keep you excited after you went through all the heroes and, well, reached high ranks. Alright, let's see what else. Grandmaster, yeah, the Grandmaster rank will be a rating above rank 1, which should come with the season, I do believe. Death recap. Personally, I don't care about this. Again, I know exactly what killed me, and most of you do, however, the same. But you gotta keep in mind that for a new player, all the eye candy on the screen, all the stuff that's going on might be confusing. And I've seen some new players go like, I have no clue what happened to me. And this will help them out. So it's definitely a worthy addition. Should it be on the priority list? That's for the developers to decide, absolutely. But if you were to ask me, hell no. Much bigger problems than the death recap. Rank play update. Yes, please give rank play update. We all want it. We all need it. Please, please. Alright, let's see. What else are we gonna talk about? So, there's a known fact right now. Tyrande is hugely overpowered. As I mentioned in my patch review, I did believe that the changes brought to her would put her way over the top. And guess what? It did. Tyrande currently is the highest win rate hero, together with followed closely by Diablo. Why is that? Is Diablo overpowered? Well, no. It's because of the dreaded Diablo Tyrande combo. Okay, it's very easy to do. Mostly anybody can pull it off quite easily. I mean, a Kerrigan combo, solo combo is harder to pull off than a Diablo Tyrande combo. And this is why Diablo is so high on win rate. Okay, I do not believe Diablo is the problem, but Tyrande. And yes, of course, she's gonna get nerfed eventually. Impossible that she's gonna be left like this. She's got almost like 60% win rate, if you believe. Alright, let's move on. Are the haunted mines coming back into the fold? Short answer is no. Personally, I don't care for haunted mines, but I know some of you guys do, so tough luck there. Still only in custom games. Alright, let's see, what else are we gonna talk about? Yes, they were kind of questioned about, or asked more like, can you guys be faster on balance changes? You're kind of slow, and we gotta admit, they're kind of slow in this department. Now it has been the holidays, and come on, let's be human, let's have a heart, everybody deserves the holidays, even devs. Alright, so this is why we have been kind of low on content and whatnot recently. Dustin Browder went on to say that he wishes that the balance updates will be done, should be done faster, and they are discussing how to improve the actual process, okay, so they can make balance changes faster. Now, there's a limit to how fast you can make balance changes. You gotta have a huge pool of data to analyze to be sure, okay, this is too strong for sure, or this is too weak for sure, and so on and so forth. Also, some players have other concern regarding new heroes. The most recent heroes that were launched were considered in large parts of the community as being undertuned, underpowered, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't necessarily share these views, but without trying to sound arrogant, folks, you gotta keep in mind that I am an old player. I have been playing Heroes of the Storm since the launch of the alpha, okay, and I got around 2400 games and so on and so forth. I reached rank 1, etc, etc. Okay, my view might be different from a more newer player, for example. And there's also another thing, if most of your community tells you, you know what, this hero is crap, well, I'm sorry, then it should be crap. Okay, if 60% of your community says this hero needs a buff, well, you gotta do something about it. There's really not much you can do there. So I'm expecting a buff on Lunara. I'm not expecting any more buffs on Artanis or something like that. So yeah, we should be seeing a Lunara buff, but I don't believe it's gonna come with the Greymane patch. In fact, I don't think a lot of changes balance-wise will come in the Greymane patch, but we'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later. Alright, now Dustin Browder on this specific subject goes on to say, I would rather be buffing new heroes than nerfing them, I think. Alright, this is very interesting. Okay, let's take a seat and analyze this together. Now, let me tell you what happens, if I haven't already like 50 times, what used to happen at least. I don't know what's the situation. Now, in League of Legends, when a new hero came out, he was the new hot stuff. You gotta have the new hot stuff because the new hot stuff is bloody overpowered as frick, and you gotta have it. 2-3 weeks down the line, they would nerf it. And you felt shafted. Okay, you felt compelled to buy a new hero, and then you felt flim-flammed when it got nerfed. I don't want to see that in Heroes of the Storm. But I don't think releasing undertuned heroes on purpose, not that they're doing that, okay, we're just assuming here, we're not saying anything clearly, okay, is the way to go either. I mean, sure, it's nice to buff, it's more safer, okay, it's more consumer-oriented even to launch a hero to make sure he's not overpowered at launch, so that players don't feel the need, competitive players feel the need to, I gotta have this one now too, okay, that's the point, okay, so they're not trying to suck the money out of us. That's a good approach. But then again, folks, it kind of sucks that the new hero that just came out and everybody's talking about, well, would be undertuned, like Lunara, for example. Again, I don't have any issue with Lunara. I play her just fine, my win rate is just fine with her, and I get decent results. But you know what? I don't really find situations where I should pick her over something like a Kael'thas, for example. You know? That's the thing. So yeah, it's kind of sucky to get a new hero and him or her to be undertuned. But the other alternative would be much worse, okay? And would be much less consumer-oriented. Ideally, you would want a hero balanced on launch. And unless you got like 1,000 people in the QA team, that's not gonna happen. Even with 1,000 people, I don't think that would be possible to launch a hero perfectly balanced. I guess you could do that. Let's see, how could you do that? Give him on the PTR, let him roll on the PTR for like what, a month? Or maybe 2-3 weeks at least, something like that, and take the feedback from the players there. Well, that wouldn't work for Heroes of the Storm. You know why? Very few people actually play the PTR. When a PTR goes live, I have observed this with every case on the PTR, initially, in the first day or two, everybody gets in to see the new content, and then everybody leaves, and almost nobody gives actual feedback. Yeah. And then you gotta stay 10 minutes in a queue, I kid you not, 10 minutes in a queue to get a match on the PTR. So I don't think that would work either. But if we had a larger player base that would play the PTR, give the new hero on the PTR, let it there 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, okay? Take the feedback, balance them out, then launch it. But then again, Heroes needs to launch heroes pretty quick. Okay, Heroes of the Storm does need more heroes. The roster is still kinda small, which is one of the reasons we didn't get bans up until this point, but now we really need them. Now we're gonna move on to... what the hell are we supposed to be moving on? Just a sec, I got a cheat sheet. Oh yeah, moving on to Arena Mode. Will it come to Heroes of the Storm in the first quarter of 2016? Sad answer here, folks. No. Mr. Browder did went on to say that they gathered good information, good feedback at BlizzCon, and they keep working on Arena Mode. Now, sadly, this is the way to go. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the dreaded Spiral of Death effect, which plagues only multiplayer games. Okay, so multiplayer only games can get this dreaded spiral. Now, it's not exactly a secret to anybody that Heroes of the Storm doesn't have a huge player base at this point. When you launch a new game mode into such a game, a MOBA or an FPS, a multiplayer only game, you're splitting the community, which makes it harder to make balanced matches. Okay, now there are ways to prevent this, nothing foolproof though, okay, but splitting the player base at this point I don't think is such a smart idea. Even if Arena were to be ready, they wouldn't tell us anyway, but the point is, splitting the player base now would create huge problems matchmaking wise. And again, I'm super excited about Arena. I don't think I've been excited about anything this much for Heroes of the Storm, except for this Arena thing. But I think it's the smarter way to go. Just wait, develop the player base, let's get that player base going stronger, bigger, and then get a new game mode in there. I want it now, but I don't see it launching until at least summer, if not winter 2016. And the final thing we're gonna talk about, like I said, next week we are getting Greymane. Oh, thank you. Finally, new stuff for Heroes, cannot wait. Now, you guys may not be aware of this, but Greymane and everything about him is already in the game. It has been since the Lunara patch went live. You may or may not be aware of this, but actually when the patch went live, the Greymane splash screen went first in front of the Lunara splash screen. So if your computer was slow enough and you were quick enough, you could actually click Try Me mode on the Greymane splash screen, and you can go to try mode on Greymane like that. Okay, so again, Greymane is in the game, everything is there, locked away, we cannot access him. So we're gonna get Greymane. Now, this leads me to believe that we are not gonna get an actual patch with Greymane. Okay, and again, Dustin Browder's tone when he's saying, okay, we're looking at Tyrande, but I'm not sure that the balance changes will come. Actually, no, not sure, will not come with the Greymane patch. That leads me to believe that this will not be a patch. It'll just be a content unlock kind of affair. So I don't think we're gonna get a whole bunch of balance changes, which is kind of sucky. Because we are in dire need. I'm tired of running Tyrande Diablo because I gotta have to. Come on, please. It's been a month. Enough. Actually, it's been more than that, but anyway. So yeah, we're probably gonna get Greymane, his skins. I'm hoping they're unlocking the awesome Star Wars looking like Space Leoric skin. I'm gonna definitely do a video on that, absolutely. And well, probably that's it. Again, I don't think a lot of balance changes will come to Heroes of the Storm next week. And well, folks, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comment section down below. And I'll see you again soon. And my name is Ben, and bye-bye now.